So this is a Roccat Kova Plus, and I'm just in game at the moment, so I can show you that you can get crazy speed, flick the mouse around as much as you want, and it won't lose focus, it won't spin out, it's all good. Here's the shape, and that's actually my main dilemma with it, but I'll get into that in a moment. Alright, so aiming wise, the tracking seems quite nice. Point and click weapons, also good. There we go. I am just playing bots, so they're really easy to hit, but I have tried it out in actual games, and I haven't felt hindered at all. So yeah, this is a good mouse for aiming. I definitely feel like I can aim it. Seen there, but again, they're bots and not really dodging, so it doesn't count. So yeah, it feels good. I definitely feel like I can aim this mouse, so I can recommend it based on that. But I can't recommend it based on other things, which I'll get into now. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you the software, and I know Rockat's new to the mouse game, so I'll forgive them for this, but you've only got 400, 800, 1600 and 3200 DPI. So 3200 DPI is what it's set at, and it's quite good. However, you notice over here, like you can't put it to in between 4 or even on the Windows pointer speed. It just locks to 4, 5, 6 or whatever, and that means you can't actually set it to the sensitivity you want, because you can't change the DPI down to say 2800 or 2900 like you can on the Logitech. So this is a problem because I can't actually get the right sensitivity that I want in Windows. It's fine in games because I can usually change it in the game, but in Windows, yeah, it's not a good experience. So Roccat, if you can please let us change the DPI in small increments, that would be really good. As for the button assignment, you've got all these other options, and because you've got the easy shift mode, you can pretty much bind all the buttons to do other things, like change volume and all that, which is really handy, but not something that I'd usually use. So cool if you're into that sort of thing, just thought I'd mention it, but not really my thing. And as for the advanced, you can change the colors on the mouse. I've got it set to green at the moment, but you can go orange, red, pink, purple, dark blue, and light blue. And you can change the polling rates, 125, 250, 500, and 1000. Apparently there is an issue leaving it at 500. It doesn't actually pick up all the scrolls on the mouse wheel or something like that. So set this mouse to 1000 if you do get it. So the software is good, but not great, which is pretty much my saying about this mouse in many ways. You've got a lot of options and all that, but the fact that you can't change the sensitivity to what you want it at is no good. So this mouse is really good to aim with. It is one of those good sized mice, and it's very close to the G302, pretty much the same in fact, which you can see there. It's about the same length, same width, and even same height, so this is a good sized mouse. Here's a depth adder for comparison, and as you can see, the depth adder is wider, longer, and taller, and same with the G402. So this is my favorite size mouse, G302 and Kova. So we'll move those out of the way for now. So the size is right, the balance is right, it's not weighted to either side or anything like that. It is a cool looking mouse. The lights are pretty cool, but I don't know if I like the whole 2 at the back, 2 at the front thing. But you know, not a big deal. I wouldn't mark it down for that anyway. It does look cool. The problem is the grip, because you see these protruding edges at the back here, and they are just the most uncomfortable bits to hold, and I don't feel like I can get a solid grip on this mouse. And as you can hear, I'm clicking this mouse button in over here because that's where my finger's trying to go. I mean, where are you meant to put your fingers? I don't know. I'm trying to get a proper grip and just, I can't find it. So maybe I'm holding it wrong, but I've picked up a lot of mice and they can usually feel pretty good. So as for the grip, it's not the best. In fact, it's pretty uncomfortable. I'm not really a fan of that at all. And the materials, like they're okay, like they feel alright. But as you can see, like this mouse is probably 9 months old and it's already started to wear pretty badly all along there. So good, but not great. The buttons are hard to click in. Like they're just not good feeling buttons. These ones are on an angle down there, which makes them harder to press. You want flat buttons on the side here, so you can push them from up top and pretty much anywhere. These, yeah, just the shape is no good there. The mouse 3 on the wheel is very hard to click in and noisy.
But the mouse wheel is huge and quiet and very cool. Like, I quite like the mouse wheel, just that button needs to be easy to press in. And as I demonstrated earlier, you can tell that the sensor in this thing is really good. So full marks there. The cable is just a plasticky rubber like most of them, but it's not super rubber like the Logitech, which means it's better because this actually gets in the way, and just a lot of people have had a problem with this mouse cable, and I can totally understand why. It takes me a while to actually get it set up the way I want it, so it doesn't actually get in the way. So this mouse cable is better, but it's still not the braided cable of the Death Adder or the Logitech G502. As far as extras go, it doesn't have any weights, but it doesn't need them. This is a perfectly weighted mouse. It doesn't have a DPI switch, and that's what I think it is missing. It needs one up here. I know you can set DPI switching to these and all that, but because I accidentally click these in, and I think other people do too, it's not really advisable to put those on a DPI switch, otherwise you're going to be constantly accidentally changing the DPI while you're playing, so that's no good. So I can't give it a mark for the extras, but it's priced fairly well, so I'll give it a mark for that. Overall, this is a good mouse. It's not great, it's not something that I'd recommend, but I can aim pretty well with it, and the sensor works fine. It has some good points, and it's a good new mouse as far as the Roccat range goes, but hopefully their next line will be fixing some of these problems, especially with the awkward shape. In fact, if it wasn't for the awkward shape, I could totally deal with this mouse, but I'm not going to be using this simply because of that shape. So that's a Roccat Kova Plus. It's good, but it's not great. And for any readers out there of modern fantasy, I do have a free ebook to download of my series The Heroes Fall. Just follow the links below to Smashwords or the main website and grab your copy too. Set in World War IV, crazy battles, lots of superpowers, all the epic stuff. Go check it out. Thanks for watching, and of course, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.